It'd be magic. Barry Manilow at 15 minutes before 8 o'clock at JR, the Charlie Jefford Show. Call for action lines will be open tomorrow at 274-2340 between the hours of 10 and 12 noon. 24 hours a day, keeping their finger on the beat of southern New England and the world. JR News, of course. And, George, what's happening?
Charlie, in headlines this morning, teacher disputes still very much in evidence around the state, including here in Providence. Murder investigations continue in Warwick and in Fall River, and 5 die in Rhode Island accidents so far this weekend. Those are some of the stories we'll check as Newswatch continues at 8.
Its ruby red color has wet the lips of some of the world's greatest lovers. It's delicious, like amore.
You know it started as a table wine. Where it ends up is up to you.
Reuniti wine. Until recently, you could only get Reuniti wine in Italy. Now it's here, and already America's #1 imported Italian wine. Reuniti from the House of Bonvi in Farmingdale, New York. It started as a table wine. Where it ends up is up to you. Reuniti wine.
You, beautiful you. In Focus 75 is here with fall fashion show-offs to make you feel so new, so great, super special.
For you, the gal headed for class or college, or you, the career conscious, or you, the sophisticated suburbanite, the sweet secrets of fall fashions are here. Outlet department stores.
And by one of the clever innovators of design, Collage. For Collage is novelty all the way. In knits that are neat, pullovers, crew necks, V-necks.
Collage works fashion magic in scenics and stripes. Vests alone. Vests with matching cardigans. So unusual, so different. You'll want to collect Collage.
And one of the nicest things of all, so much that's new for fall, as light as a leaf, so you can wear it right now.
For the love of fall, come see them all. Fall fashion show-offs.
Now, in Focus 75, outlet department stores.
920 wjar.
Charlie Jefford Show, 12 before 8 o'clock on Labor Day 75. Happy holiday to you. Please drive carefully. Neil Sedaka and some Hysteria in the Rain. Writing and singing better than ever. That's Neil Sedaka at 9 before 8 o'clock on JR. Good-looking morning in southern New England. Sports brought to you as a service of ABC Auto Parts. The best friend your car ever had. Well, the Red Sox fared not well, 8-6, beaten yesterday by Oakland, dropped a half game off that lead to Baltimore. They were in turn rained out. Second baseman Doug Griffin hit in the head by a pitch for the second time in 2 years, but this time, apparently he was saved by that protective flap on his batting helmet. The mishap occurred in the 8th inning as the Red Sox dropped last night's game, or really yesterday afternoon's game, of the Oakland A's 8-6. Oakland hurler Dick Bosman struck him directly on the helmet near the left ear, and X-rays have failed to disclose any serious injury. Griffin is at home recuperating. Right-hander Rick Langford picked up his 7th win in 9 outings last night as the Charleston Charlies defeated the Pawtucket Red Sox 6-2 in an International League baseball game. Buffalo Bills visit the Cleveland Browns this afternoon, and the Minnesota Vikings host the Miami Dolphins tonight in preseason National Football League action. The league idle on Sunday. In tennis, Jimmy Connors and Guillermo Vilas have moved into the 4th round of the U.S. Open tennis tourney at Forest Hills. Neither Connors, #1 seed, nor Vilas, #2, have yet lost a set in their matches thus far. Vilas yesterday over Dick Stockton 6-1, 6-4, and Connors over George Gauvin 6-3, 6-1. Doubles action, Bjorn Borg and Rod Laver won their doubles match yesterday. And in women's play, Martina Navratilova trimmed Kathy May 6-3, 6-0. Margaret Court came out on top. She beat Jenna Newberry 7-5, 6-3. Sports by ABC.
I've had it. I've had it up to my radiator. I just won't be treated this way. I quit.
You can't quit. You're my car. I own you.
I own you. I own you. Well, big deal. So you own me. But that doesn't mean you can keep me running like you do on 6-month-old oil. My oil filter is killing me. Why don't you drive me down to ABC Auto Parts, 210 4th Street on the east side and get me a new one?
Gripe. That's all you ever do. Why can't you just run smoothly and quietly like other cars?
Because I'm not treated like other cars. And unless you drive me over to ABC Auto Parts right now and get get me some fresh oil and a new oil filter, I am just not going to start up.
Oh, you won't, huh?
Nope.
And nothing can change your mind, huh?
Nope.
Nothing but a last trip to Joe's junkyard, huh?
I don't care where you... Joe's Junker. You and me, boss. Buddies, right, friends? Hey, hop in, fella. You call the shots, big man.
Don't take your car for granted. It only winds up costing you money. And money is what you'll save when you shop at ABC Auto Parts on 210 4th Street on the east side of Providence. And remember, if it goes on your car, ABC Auto Parts has it. ABC Auto Parts, your car's best friend.
Return with us now to Forest Sherwood, home of Robin Hound, Maid Marian Meow, and Robin's teenage nephew, Briar Pup.
Wow, Uncle Robin, you should see the little number I'm taking out tonight.
Yes, where are you taking her, my boy?
Well, first I thought we'd take a little run through the forest, work up an appetite, you know. Then I'll take her out for a fancy meat dinner.
Fancy meat dinner, eh? You think that will really impress her, right?
Yeah, nothing but the best for Rita.
Then you should know, Briar Pup, that an all-meat dinner may not be the best for Rita. Not at all.
Oh, no?
You should know by now that we dogs need more than meat to stay active and healthy.
Oh.
We need the vitamins, minerals, and roughage we get in our Kalo Complete. If you really want to impress this girl, we'll treat her to a delicious Kalo Complete dinner.
Hello, fellas.
Gee, Uncle Robin, you're right. Wait till I tell Rita all that stuff about Kalo Complete.
What was all that about?
That, my dear Maid Marian, was what they call puppy love.
Kalo Complete. It's all your cat and dog will ever need. That and a pet. Product of Borden Foods.
I love it. 6 before 8 o'clock on the Charlie Jeffords Show with these words to live by on Labor Day.
Why is it when he does something good, he's your son, but when he does something bad, he's my daughter?
WJAR.
Here's Bobby, 5 before 8 o'clock on the Charlie Jeffords Show, the entertainer at 9:20. Bobby Darren with the Big Dick Quest Band. It's 2.5 minutes before the hour at JAR. Yes, news, George. NBC News in the hour, first of all, to begin for us. But now...
Tinkerbell is a fairy.
Yeah.
Pass it along.
Okay, I got it. I'll mention it. It's Bobby Sherman. It's called Little Woman just before news time here at JAR. It's sunny today, the high and the low to mid-70s. It's 49 degrees in Providence. And pretty good weather right through tomorrow. George Norton has area news for us in just a few in WJAR in Providence. First NBC News on the hour at 8 o'clock.
NBC Radio News. I'm Mike Moss with a report from NBC's Tom Ackerman that the Israeli cabinet is meeting in Jerusalem to approve the interim Sinai agreement with Egypt.
The cabinet session got underway as scheduled at Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin's office. There, only 4 hours earlier, Kissinger and the 3 leading Israeli ministers concluded the negotiations with a meeting that lasted until dawn. Foreign Minister Yigal Allon said the cabinet would probably take 6 to 8 hours to wade through the 4-part settlement text. Despite a number of misgivings by various ministers, none of them has announced opposition to the terms of the accord, though 1 or 2 of the 20 ministers may abstain. An Israeli diplomat and military man are expected to initial the document by evening. Tom Ackerman, NBC News, Jerusalem.
Then Secretary of State Kissinger will take the agreement to Egypt for initialing. It'll be signed within a few days. But that's not going to resolve everything. The U.S. Congress still has to approve it since the agreement calls for stationing some American civilians at Sinai surveillance points. Some senators say they're opposed to that. More news after this.
Hi, this is Joe Garagiola. Now, I've been telling you where to get the great car buys and how to save lots of money. But a lot of you are still hanging on. I know and I understand. You're looking for the best possible deal. Well, listen to this. Now's the time to buy your new car while you can still get it at 75 prices. But that's not all. Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge dealers are cutting 75 prices by hundreds of dollars off the sticker. And he can even save you money on Dodge vans and pickups. And remember, on top of everything, we'll send you a rebate check on almost all models for as much as $300. $200 on most trucks. And when you add Chrysler quality that's engineered into every model, you can plainly see that now's the time to make your move. So if you're a retail customer, get down to your participating Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge dealer. Get his price and terms. And clean up.
It's Labor Day. National Airlines is grounded. Its stewardesses and stewards are on strike. They want more money. 2/3 of the nation's soft coal miners are idled. The 3-week wildcat strike in the coal fields is an effort to get a right-to-strike clause in the miners' contract. And George Meany, the head of the AFL-CIO, still supports the Longshoremen's Union's refusal to load American grain on ships bound for Russia.
We grow all this grain. We're the greatest agriculture-producing country in the world. Why shouldn't we use our superiority in agricultural production, the production of food? Why shouldn't we use that in the same way as the Arabs use their oil, use it as a political weapon?
Meany was interviewed on the NBC News Today program. President Ford is spending the holiday weekend at Camp David, Maryland with his family. For the first time in 4 years, there are no price controls on domestic oil. They all expired at midnight. Congress and President Ford reportedly are trying to work out a compromise on controls, which Energy Chief Frank Zarb says is urgent.
The compromise between the President and Congress on that issue, as well as all of the remaining energy issues, is not only possible but absolutely essential. The only alternative is to capitulate further to the OPEC nations and have the American consumer and the American economy pay a very dear price.
Frank Zarb, the head of the Federal Energy Administration, was interviewed on the CBS News program Face the Nation. You are listening to NBC News.
On September 24th, 5th, and 6th, you can become a part of the longest-standing ovation in history. For 3 magic days, Bill Sargent presents James Whitmore as Harry S. Truman in Give 'em Hell, Harry. Captured before a live audience, unchanged in any way, the stage attraction of the year becomes the entertainment event of the decade. Reserve performance tickets on sale everywhere. Consult your newspaper for theater locations. Don't miss Give 'em Hell, Harry.
In Providence, it's 48 degrees at 8:04. Good morning. I'm George Norton with WJR Radio News Watch. This News Watch is service of Toyota Village, New England's largest Toyota dealer. The schools open the day after tomorrow in Rhode Island, and at least 15 school districts in the state, including some of the largest, remain without teacher contracts. Strikes appear possible in a number of those communities, too. Informational picket lines will be set up in Woonsocket and Smithfield today as negotiations in those communities continue. In Providence, where teachers turned down the city's most recent offer, no meetings have been held over the weekend, but one is scheduled for later today. Peter McCormick of North Branford, Connecticut, died at a New London hospital this morning. He is the 5th person to die on Rhode Island highways so far this holiday weekend. A Toronto, Canada woman died in a 3-car crash in Portsmouth last night. 27-year-old Patrick Johnson of Chicago died in a multiple-car crash in North Kingstown last night. 17-year-old Michael Caparelli of Cranston and 13-year-old Arthur Rave of Warwick both died Saturday in accidents in their home communities. Fall River police say this morning they have a suspect in the apparent murder of a 16-year-old girl from that city. The girl's name is being withheld pending notification of her family. The girl's body was found early today in North Park by 3 teenagers. That North Park is located off President Avenue. Police say it was the scene yesterday of a teenage rock concert. The 3 young people who found the body this morning brought it to a city hospital where the girl was pronounced dead on arrival. Meanwhile, Warwick police say they have no suspects and no leads into the fatal shooting of 32-year-old Robert Monte Carlo. Police described the shooting early yesterday as a gangland-style killing. Monte Carlo had a record that dates back to 1960. The Providence Tax Assessor's Office is saying a computer error was to blame, but a number of anti-Cianci administration politicians in the city are raising their eyebrows just the same. McLaughlin and Morin, the local Budweiser distributor, paid their tax bill this year under protest because it had skyrocketed from $34,000 to over $106,000 after Republican Mayor Vincent Cianci took office in January. Both John McLaughlin and John Morin, who are the owners of McLaughlin and Morin, are active in the Democratic Party in Cumberland, where they live. Last Tuesday, the assessor's office informed City Council Majority Leader Robert Lynch, a salesman for McLaughlin and Morin, that they had found a computer error in the evaluations that resulted in a $700,000 over-evaluation. The notice to Lynch, who had interceded on his boss's behalf, came just 5 days after he had broke with the Democratic faction of the council, with which he has always voted to vote with pro-Cianci forces in the council on 2 Cianci appointments. Lynch says that change of voting pattern, in his part, was in the spirit of compromise. There was an attempted break at the Adult Correctional Institution in Cranston Sunday night. No inmates made it over the wall, though, according to reports. 3 guards reportedly were injured, but not seriously, during the escape attempt. State troopers were called to the prison early today. Details of that incident, still sketchy. The thermometer hit 43 degrees at 4:30 this morning at the T.F. Green Airport in Warwick at the weather station there, and that set a new record low for the date. The previous record was set on September 1st in 1934 when the mercury dipped to 47 degrees that day. I'll check the rest of weather, of course, and sports in 60 seconds. WJR News Time is 7 minutes past 8 o'clock.
Chances are you're thinking about buying a small car because today, small cars make plenty of sense. But which one makes the most sense? Toyota Village, New England's largest Toyota dealer, believes you'll find the answer at 706 Metacom Avenue in Bristol. Toyota, the #1 selling import in the U.S., offering low cost plus high miles per gallon. Drive out to Toyota Village, 706 Metacom Avenue in Bristol, and see 10 different Toyota models with gas-saving 5-speed overdrive transmissions, as well as automatics and 4-speeds. And the sticker price at Toyota Village is sure to please you. Right now, you can purchase an air-conditioned 1975 Toyota for as little as $32.99 delivered. But best of all, Toyota Village delivers professional, quality service on all their Toyotas. And every new car receives a 5-year, 50,000-mile rust-proofing guarantee at no extra cost. Today, a small car makes sense, and Toyota Village makes the most sense.
Taking a look at sports this morning, the Boston Red Sox had rather a dim holiday weekend, or they have had at least so far. The Sox have to be wondering at this point if lightning really does strike twice. The Boston Red Sox at Fenway yesterday lost 8-6 to Oakland. It gave the A's the series, and it's reminiscent of last year and could be a bad omen. Yesterday's loss shaved the Boston Red Sox lead to 6 games in the American League East race. Last year at about this time, the Sox were up by 8 games. Oakland beat them twice last year, and just as they did this year. And the Sox started their slide out of the divisional race by going on a prolonged losing streak. The Red Sox face the Yankees today and tomorrow. Then they head on to Baltimore for a crucial series with the second-place Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles were rained out at Baltimore yesterday. They were to have played the Chicago White Sox. The Yankees lost yesterday, incidentally, 7-0 to Kansas City. The Pawtucket Red Sox lost last night 6-2 to the Charleston Charlies. They play the Charlies again tonight as they wind up their International League season. And the Rhode Island Oceaneers did what they had to do last night. They beat the Cleveland Cobras. 2,900 fans at Pierce Field on hand to watch the soccer locals shut out the Cobras 3-0. And thus assure themselves a spot in the American Soccer League playoffs. Taking a look now at WJR weather. Midtown Providence temperature 48 degrees. Sunny today with a high in the low to mid-70s. Fair and not so cool tonight. The overnight lows will be back in the mid-50s. Not quite as cool as it was this morning. Chance of rain near 0 today. Repeating the present Midtown Providence temperature 48 degrees. This News Watch is service of Toyota Village, New England's largest Toyota dealer. I'm George Norton, WJR News. And now 10 past 8 with music and much more.
Yay, yay.
Let's see if I can say your name right. Here's Charlie Jeffords. Oh, I did it.
You do better than I do.
How about that?
I kept thinking I was Mary Tyler Moore for a couple of years there.
Well, I mean, after all, that's your problem.
That is true.
Good morning.
How do you like the dress?
Well, it's very becoming.
Let's see. Beaded bag with it here. I think it's kind of cute. Morning, you. It's 10 after 8 o'clock. Into the sunshine, Gail Garnett, and 13 minutes after 8 o'clock at JR. Sunny today, the highs in the low to mid-70s. We're just reaching for that 50-degree mark now. Lots of sunshine, and a lot of folks will head for the beaches today in hopes of picking up a last-minute tan. Interesting, I don't think there are probably any other beaches in the world where on Labor Day in southern New England you can pick up a tan and also frostbite at the same time.
When we build a new Big G, we build it better. Take our vegetable counters. A lot of stores let theirs get warm. Big G vegetable counters are refrigerated. It keeps our fresh vegetables fresh. And our frozen foods go into stand-up freezers, so you don't have to bend over and fish around for what you want. You open a door and take it out. And when you get to our checkout counter, you don't have to unload everything. The cashier can empty our shopping carts. All you...
Providence is now holding their annual end-of-summer clearance sale on all your remodeling needs. And Cosmo reminds you to drive carefully this long weekend.
Costello Ambulance Service urges you to drive cautiously this Labor Day weekend to stay alive. For emergencies, keep this number handy, 353-6090, 353-6090.
Detroit Auto Body reminds you that a lot more than fenders can be dented in an accident. We love your business, but prefer our customers healthy. Detroit Auto Body, 358-9808.
Choice now, our spotlight dance at 14 before 9 o'clock. Bert Kaempfert and is You Will Love Every Golden Note Orchestra. Wonderland by Night on The Entertainer, JAR. 11 come 9 o'clock on the Charlie Jefford Show at JAR. On the scoreboard, the A's beat the Red Sox 8-6. The Sox dropped a half game. Baltimore idle. They were rained out with Chicago yesterday. In other action, at Forest Hills, Jimmy Connors, Guillermo Vilas won their matches yesterday, as did Margaret Court and Martina Navratilova. Bjorn Borg and Rod Laver won their doubles match, and they march on today. Fred Ridley, who had just 4 birdies in 7 previous matches, shot 6 of them yesterday, enough to defeat Houston All-American Keith Fergus 2-up in the 36-hole final of the U.S. Amateur Golf Championship. Right-hander Rick Langford picked up his 7th win in 9 outings last night. Charleston Charlies defeated the Red Sox of Pawtucket 6-2. International League Baseball. And pro football-wise, exhibition-wise, today on this Labor Day, the Buffalo Bills visit the Cleveland Browns this afternoon, and the Minnesota Vikings host the Miami Dolphins tonight. In preseason National Football League action, the league idle on yesterday. And that's sports to the moment.
Yes, sir, fans, it's halftime right here at this thrilling football game as we go down to the field for halftime entertainment. You can perhaps hear the marching band on the field now. Yes, directly below us, the fine marching band of the St. Vitus Dancing Academy, spelling out some interesting words on this actually wonderful fall afternoon. Here comes their first formation now. Look at what they're spelling out there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, well, the same to you.
That's Carole King and Jazzman. Sunny today, the highs in the low to mid-70s. Fair, not so cool tonight. Lows somewhere in the mid-50s to around 60. And a partly sunny Tuesday coming up with the highs in the 70s. Presently downtown, it's 52 degrees. And our JAR Coca-Cola Golf Tournament has been postponed. It'll take place tomorrow night, from last Tuesday to tomorrow night, September 2nd. And we should have a great deal of fun, all for the summertime fun. If you have a problem today or any day, 274-2340 is the magic number. 274-2340 between 10 and 12 noon for our call for action, most naturally. Well, let's see. As far as the rest of the week is concerned, the extended forecast not in. Not that perhaps it makes a heck of a lot of difference to you, but what with school resuming, at least in some areas, perhaps you'd like to know how to dress in the early morning hours, and we'll try and get some of that forecast to you as it reaches us very shortly. It's 4:30 before the hour at JAR, and the Hollies here at 9:20, of course.
A loaf of bread, a jug of wine, and thou.
Anything else?
Yes, let me have 2 eggs scrambled and home fries.
And Heavy, he's my brother. Taking care of our brothers and sisters and our little brothers and sisters this day. Of course, don't forget that fine muscular dystrophy telethon going on at this hour. And a number that you can call is 438-9600, 438-9600 to make your pledge today and make the Jerry Lewis Telethon, the 10th annual, a very successful one. WJAR in Providence, area news coming up in a few. And then George Norton will be around with all sorts of stuff for you. It's 9 o'clock. For heaven's
NBC
sakes.
Radio News, I'm Mike Moss. A military coup has tried to oust the government of Ecuador, but there are some